Usually got a cold six-pack on his side.
All right. Well, it is Monday, March 2nd at 6:27. We'll get ourselves started as per usual with the Pledge of Allegiance.
And I just wanna let everybody know, because it's Dave's last day, we said he'd let us start early.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And with that, yes, indeed, this is my last normal select board meeting. You'll, of course, still see me at town meeting for presentations and the like there. But as I am not on the ballot, I will be highly surprised if I end up getting elected, as there is a wonderful person that is decided to step up as well. And so, we will move on with that. Do we have other announcements and such to make?
Well, the only announcement I have is voting is Tuesday, March 10th. It opens here at 10 o'clock till 7. And of course, the town meeting, the business portion is the following Saturday, the 14th, and that begins at 10.
And to pile on to the voting, don't forget that the school district's voting, and then their business meeting is this Thursday. That is most of the day Thursday for voting at the high school, and then the business meeting at the high school gym, I believe at 7 o'clock. Okay.
Did I go right?
Any further
I have
announcements?
two different clocks. They're saying his says 6:32. This says 6:28.
Yeah, and the
Well, that's a
32
different
one.
time zone.
The 28 one is correct.
Right, and that's
The
why,
other one isn't synced to whatever.
Yeah.
that's why I was giving him a hard time for, I mean, I don't think in all the years I've done this, we've ever started before 6:30.
Well, that
Have
would
we?
be why,
Ever?
because my clock said 6:30.
Maybe once by like a minute.
Yeah, if that. I still think he's not,
All
I
right.
need to check the minutes for that.
So, I guess that brings us to appointments. The first of which doesn't appear to be here, the second of which we
It is still
know
only
won't be
6:29.
here.
Right.
So we'll let them go ahead, but we might as well just jump ahead to department heads for the moment. So come on down.
So I'll give you a little bit of Emmett's, because he's not here.
Is he not gonna make it?
No,
Okay.
it's the anniversary of Cindy's death,
Oh,
so he's
oh,
home. But the road's been good, fire department's been really busy. I know I do every road in the morning, and like we talked, the dirt roads are smoother than the tar roads by far. But they are going to post them probably next week, especially with the weather turning, going up into 50 degrees. He said it's probably gonna be next week, maybe a couple of days beyond that. So if anybody's has to get anything heavy across the roads, now's the time to do it. You wanna
and
get
stay in
moving.
touch with him if you have something going on. I'm sure
Absolutely.
he'll work along with you.
He always does. Police department, so we've used $67,383.91, about 26 budget already. February was a busy month. 122 motor vehicle stops, summonses $1,054, 6 arrests with 13 charges. The officers handled 128 calls for service. And it's the typical ones. I mean, I don't think we've had anything unusual that we don't handle every month. The usual civil matters, domestic violence orders, we got found property, juvenile issues, mental health issues, we've had a number of those this month. Motor vehicle complaints, accidents, pistol permits, residential burglary alarms, suspicious vehicles, sex offender registries, subpoenas served, vacant house checks, welfare checks, assist the citizens, assist the fire and EMS, assist other agencies, involuntary emissions. We had 3 of those in the last month. Missing person to
Oh,
be found.
hold on, what's that mean? This is a good thing, I don't know what that means.
Involuntary, IEAs, involuntary admissions. So you have a mental disorder and you don't wanna go to the hospital.
Oh.
We get the orders from the court that says.
You have to.
You're going and we're
Okay.
taking you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Ask any questions if you don't understand, because sometimes I shorten it up a little bit.
That's okay.
I'll ask one because I should know this and I probably asked it before, but it just dawned on me. When you say call for service,
Yeah.
is that literally only when someone calls to you from dispatch? Or is that also including, like, if you're on the side of the road and you pull somebody over for speeding, is that
That's-
considered a call?
That's separate.
Okay.
These are
I
just the
thought
calls for
so, but I
service.
wanted to make sure.
Only for calls that we get dispatched to or they call into the station and we respond to.
Okay.
That's
thank
it.
you.
So when you say call the services, like whatever is happening somewhere, you're getting that from them, from the dispatch, not from a local person.
Well, it could come from local, because we'll get the calls
okay.
inside the station and respond to it. And we probably get maybe a third of our calls inside the station, and we respond to them. We had another couple of sudden deaths, protective custody, intoxicated subjects, and criminal trespass, animal complaints. Other than that, it was a fairly busy month for being only short 28 days.
It was a full 28.
It was a full 28, there's no doubt about that. Any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, I've got a couple, Steve. I see the signs up for this little dog that's lost. Anybody found that dog?
Nobody's found it yet, and it's a little dog too.
Yeah, I know one, the southern part of the state, had been lost for about 20 days, and they found it. It was under, see that on the news this morning? Yeah.
Really, they found it?
Yeah, they found it. Not this one, but one in the southern, same type of thing, family lost it. I want to back up in time a little bit. The speed sign, where are we with that? We talked about that back this summer.
Speed sign's locked up, because we're waiting for parts for it, we gotta get that repaired.
The part's been ordered,
The
and
parts have not been ordered, they're supposed to come up and evaluate what parts we need, because it won't stay charged. So it's something wrong with the charging system in it.
okay, do you have a time when you're gonna be able to get that going?
We probably won't bring it out until springtime. You really can't put it out in the wintertime. There's no place where you can safely put it where it ain't gonna get,
Where is it up here at the?
it's in the dam's,
Oh, okay.
building.
Well, we're gonna get it fixed.
Yep.
All right, that's good to hear. Signs that we talked about from the committee, who's ordering those? You or Emmett?
Emmett's gonna order those signs. He says he's probably not gonna be able to get them up until springtime, until the ground thaws enough so he can get it
Oh,
into the
awesome.
ground. But he's got the whole list of what he
Good.
needs, or what we need. Some of them he already has.
Yep.
Some of the stop signs were taken down, that we're probably not gonna reuse, because you look at Dingett's Corner, those stop signs, you can hardly even read them, they're so.
Mm-hmm. A lot of beads,
Been for
very beads.
years.
And last but not least, not to be the man of questions tonight, we've had a lot of discussion about the cell tower. And we've spent a lot of money on radios for the highway department. And I am of the understanding somewhere that Phil is in this, the lieutenant is in discussion with somebody about the cell tower to put a repeater up on that cell tower. What, can you bring us up to date on that?
So we've been using, we can use Bosquin's repeater. It's not as good as one this close, but for our radios are pretty much, we can get just about anywhere with our
Is it the
radios. The new
same
radios,
channels in the-
it's not the same channels as them.
Okay.
Plus, they got 50-watt radios, ours are 100.
Okay.
So ours carry a lot farther, a lot stronger. We are giving them our old center console, so that's a 100-watt console, so that'll help them when they dispatch from the fire department itself. But that ain't gonna help them from truck to truck.
Well, would you be kind enough to check into with Phil and see where his discussion is with whoever his discussion is with, to see if we can get that repeater up there
On the cell tower.
on the cell tower?
Now, the repeater for the highway department, or because I almost think we're good without it.
The repeater for the highway department.
Okay.
Because we spent, $6,000 on brand new, and I think that's great. I think they need the radios. I was very much a proponent of that. But this discussion seems to have been going on for a year and a half now.
Well, they have all the radios.
Right.
Whether they've been programmed or not, I don't know. I know the guy came and programmed all ours.
Yeah.
And he
Well-
programmed the fire department's trucks, but I don't know if he did the
The
highway.
discussion is more about the repeater, not the particular radios. Because that's been, the idea has floated for close to as long as I've been on the board, that we should have one someplace that's better for that. And we had a few good ideas that started some discussions a few different times, including up by the Historic Society, up at the church, on the existing cell tower, and a few other things as well. So knowing where that is will allow it to actually move forward in some manner or another, in one manner or another. So that is at least my understanding of why that question would be coming about.
You got it.
We wanna
Wrong at all.
support it, we wanna get it going.
Yep.
Because, you know, this, all, if the radios are brand new, there's no reason why we shouldn't facilitate it enough, as I know you understand, to get a cell tower up there so they've got full community coverage. And to be truthful with you, I did discuss it with them a week or so ago, we just did a casual discussion, but I don't think it should be on private property, I think it should be on a cell tower, this company.
Or town property, one of the two.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Somebody has to climb it, covered by the insurance if they have to, and it's serviced by an appropriate service person. Who do you folks use? Up in Molten Borough?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ospey Mountain.
yeah. So I mean, you know, Ossipee Mountain person climbing the tower, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So, no, I just wanna see that, we've talked about it, as Dave mentioned, I wanna see that get going and, you know,
Absolutely.
get it up
Sure.
there. Because, I mean, something happens and they don't have the coverage and we've got thousands of dollars in radios, we know we're kind of foolish.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, no.
Under what radios, ours was good, even with the new portables, because we got 2 new portables.
Yeah.
You can reach anywhere with those new ones.
Well, I didn't want you to
Incredible.
misunderstand me, I was talking about the police.
Nope, nope, I'm good. I'll take care of it.
I don't know who Phil has been talking to, but I mean, if it means we need to have that.
Verizon, somebody from Verizon, he's spoken a
Okay.
couple of times.
Invite them in here if we have to, and,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, and support it and have that discussion.
I'll see if I can get them to
Thank
show
you,
up.
appreciate it.
No point in having radios if you can't talk to anybody.
No, and I am sorry to hear about that little dog, I've seen the signs up, and being a pet lover myself.
They've been up for a while too.
Yeah,
The problem is, it's old,
yeah,
the weather's been.
The weather's been horrible.
Well, and it may have
So-
decided that it was time.
And
There,
They do that, but I'm hoping that somebody picked it up and at least took care of it, and
Well,
hopefully we can find somebody.
it came up this morning to me, my brain, when I was listening to, that on the written,
Yeah, and
no,
they
it was
said
a
that one,
25-day,
Hit by a
25.
car as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And went under the porch somewhere and survived,
Yeah.
the whole time.
yeah, so you can see my stimulus from my thought,
Mm.
yeah. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
I know there was one for the police bay, and then I believe there was also another that was happening for the fire bay with the heaters. Where is that? I know Huckleberry had been coming out. and-
Yep, police has been completely taken care of, that one's all been replaced, and it's up and running good. The one in the fire department, they came, I don't know if you've been in there and you looked at it, it's like heating tubes across, they got 2 rows of them. So if you go in the front entrance, it's the one in the back left-hand corner. They've ordered parts for it, they cleaned all the ones that were there, they haven't been cleaned in probably 10 years or better. Just never, they did the furnaces, but they never did those, the heating units and the ceilings
Outside.
themselves. All cleaned, they just waiting for one part to come. Huckleberries did not have that part. So that should be up and running within the next few days, I hope.
Okay.
But the good part is, I mean, it doesn't really affect it that much, because it puts out enough heat anyway, the others to keep that base warm, but it'll be a lot easier with that one in there also. The guy came today about the fire extinguisher, he must have come down here too,
Yes, you did.
and
Yeah.
did just about all of ours, took some of the fire departments that have to be pressurized, treated or something, that they won't be back for a week.
He did tell me that next year they have to do an additional inspection of them. Every 6 years, they're due for repressurized or whatever I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell you.
anything 6 years old or older has to be repressurized.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that's what he was saying to me.
Yeah.
That's why he took some of theirs.
right.
But we got 4 or 5 new ones, so that's not, well, new within the last couple of years, so they're okay.
Do you carry them in the cruises?
Every car's got them.
It doesn't hurt, I mean sincere, it doesn't hurt to carry it in the car. I've never thought of that, but.
Nope, these are made so that they can be, cold weather doesn't bother them,
Okay,
heat
good,
doesn't bother
great.
them. Every car, the right passenger side rear, it's bolted to the back deck and latched down there.
Nice.
We
Car
had-
fires are amazing, unbelievable.
You know, and I don't care how much chemical you have, it's never enough.
Everything with the batteries burning, you know.
Especially if it's an electric car.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
I was
what,
just thinking that.
what kind of fire extinguisher? Because the chemicals are for particular types, like this'll work better with electrical, this'll work better with lithium based, this is more generic and,
The one we have is a generic and it works on electric cars or batteries or whatever. But we've been told that if you get a car that's a Tesla, if the battery's going,
yeah.
you are never gonna put that battery out.
Even if you do, it will probably reignite itself 12 hours later.
Yeah, it holds the heat.
At least the fire extinguisher, I would assume, hopefully gives you enough to just back it down so you can get somebody
Get
else.
somebody else
If you
that's
can,
in it.
yeah, yeah, that's good, that's good.
All right,
All I got for you.
I'm good,
Thank you.
Short and sweet, quick and easy.
thank you.
all right. I still do not see our original appointment. So, how are we working the Armon appointment?
I can open the meeting and see if they're there.
I was gonna say, do we go directly to them? Is there a set time that we are supposed to meet?
I said
with them?
7 o'clock,
Okay, so probably another 15 minutes.
so I can join and we'll see if they're there, if you wanna get started.
I mean, if they're there, sure. Otherwise, we can move on to our other stuff and come back to it.
So I think we were gonna go into non-public with this too.
Yeah. So if it's not till 7, then that's great, because some of that will make sense to be in non-public for security and emergency preparation sort of stuff.
Yep.
All right. I guess that moves us on to old business and or new business.
Well, you saw the email that Teresa sent to me talking about appointing a deputy treasurer. Brenda was the deputy treasurer. And so Nancy Pitchell-French of New Hampshire Drive has agreed to do that. I told Nancy I didn't think she needed to come in because you know her. She's been a long time library trustee plus a resident for a long time. So Therese would ask that you appoint her as deputy treasurer.
Is this one where we make a motion or where we sign something or both?
Both.
All right. I would move that we accept the recommendation of the treasurer to appoint Nancy Pitchell-French as the deputy treasurer for the town of Webster.
Assuming we're here.
Yes, yeah.
I'll see.
All in favor?
Aye.
Give this to you while I dig for my pen.
Sure.
Here to begin.
Clark, I never wanna be on, the first one, you know? I was like, why do you?
When are you gonna learn my first name?
I know, John, sorry. I said that to my husband the other day, I said, poor guy, call him Clark.
That's, I'll tell you, I've been called a lot of things, and that's okay.
Well, and we have a driver that works for us, and for some reason his name's Todd, and I call him Scott. And, yeah, thank God my guys are paying attention. Marlon, we got you, Scott.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah, as long as they don't call you Hillary.
Yeah, well, right. You got that right. Mr. Clark. Yeah.
That's probably a cap you're never gonna wear.
Just don't start calling him Kent.
No, no. Right. I know. I do. I see that. Oh, God.
Let's
Funny when your brain gets something in it, huh?
Anything else, Dave?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
we have a few things. We had just 2 correspondence in the past few weeks. I sent you a copy of one of the letters regarding a resident was pleased with help they'd gotten on the roads, or was pleased with the roads. The other was from the Friends of Italian Americans.
Oh,
And they have pointed out that the state law requires that we don't call Columbus Day something that it's not, that it's indigenous, it's not to be called Indigenous Peoples' Day. This was a House bill from last year. I thought that was very interesting. And,
What's the
but
problem, what's the problem with trying to solve with that?
you know, I'm not sure. However,
Sounds like we're chasing.
I like to have the fun ones,
So
you know?
they're trying to say that it can only be called Columbus Day.
Yeah,
Well, that's
what they
okay, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
right.
I thought
Right,
that was
right,
great.
I
we don't
think
put
we,
that
I
in there.
think we
is it?
mentioned both,
Yeah,
Oh,
because-
well, now we can drop the
because
other
it has
one.
gone both ways, right? So,
we don't have to be politically correct with this,
No.
you know. yeah.
okay.
Well, that's good they brought it to our attention.
Thank you,
let's
yes,
see.
I agree.
I do have, I was hoping that the road agent will be here tonight so that we could talk about the contract. I spoke with Dave today and he suggested that you might be willing to sign it, and then I'll see if I can get him to sign it. The wording for the issue that they had with their staff, which staff would be permissible to do work for the town, that's been reworded by the attorney, and I think he did a good job.
Good.
Good job with it.
It's,
So I guess if you'd like to sign it, I have it.
and in reading that, it's no longer confusable to say that the town could tell him who he could and couldn't hire.
Right. As long as they're vetted by the town. If they.
It's just that the town has the ability to say they shouldn't work for us.
Right,
So,
and I doubt that'll be an issue.
I certainly hope not, but here we go.
So, if you're willing to do that, I'll pass it along.
Oh, and
At the
there
top.
was one other correction, was the name is now no longer Fleece and Flower Farm in it.
Right, I think I'll.
And the OSHA clause stayed in, right? The OSHA clause.
Yes, it
clause
did.
from- okay.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, there were no other changes other than those two, right?
That's it. Well, the other issue.
How about the
which
rates?
Was well, they had told me that they were gonna be giving me up-to-date rates, but I have not gotten any.
So I will say that the rates are appendixes, they're not the actual
Okay.
agreement.
So they can
be
change.
discussed and changed, and they're actually, or at least when we originally made the contract, were expected to be reviewed each year.
Okay.
And I'll add too, it's nice he got the letter from the citizen that bought it. He's done a good job, it's been a heck of a year for the roads.
It has.
And his team has done a good job.
You'd think by now I would always check to make sure I had a pen, well, at least one that worked.
Right.
I also have, Phil Mitchell, he asked me to get some signatures on a highway safety grant. And that's for further patrols, Steve.
Yes.
And I need select board members to sign this, and like any state thing, there's a lot of signatures.
Oh, wonderful.
Did Phil go out by himself and apply for that, or how did that come about?
We've done it every year.
Oh, have you? Okay. So he mentioned it, he happened to go by me when I was out for a jog the other day, mentioned, I was very happy to hear we've got a speed grant.
We've put in one every
Good.
year, at least since I've been here. I know.
And you kind of spread it out across that.
So I think, Marlo, that
We
you
have
would
until
sign
September to
here.
complete
Okay.
it.
Nice. Good.
Okay.
No. No, he was
Right next to my name.
jubilant
Yeah.
telling me we had a grant, so I'll leave it at that.
Was it only the?
No,
'cause
it's
there's
everybody.
multiple.
We also got approved for one for
Oh, I don't know.
new
Oh, yeah, all the different
laptops for
pages.
service.
Okay, so, okay, so, look at, he was most worried about me.
35,000.
With
Yeah,
cameras?
it's not one.
I know.
With cameras too? or not?
There were also
Cameras,
several
we've
pages.
gone to
that
two different
needed
companies now for
initials.
cameras, and
Okay.
we got another company coming in to show us now.
Oh, because I know you
This
said
is just for
something.
the new laptops,
Good.
because the ones we have are, oh my God.
Just so you can download, you know what I'm saying?
But not in here.
Well, those will be
Yeah,
automatically downloaded,
it's
as soon as you pull into the
pages
station, it
11.
automatically downloads.
That's what
to
I'm
the
gonna
server.
Yeah.
At least stay at the end, it's like,
That's
oh
kind of what I'm
my.
saying, because
Give away your firstborn.
making it easier, more easier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, technology is amazing.
And I guess I'd.
Do you want me to date it? I can.
While this is all being signed, as was mentioned, we got the
3,
letter
2,
for
Yes.
the road agent taking care of the roads. So I will simply put one particular, well, I'll read 2 paragraphs out of it. It's a full letter, but it's evident that he takes pride in the work he performs for all of us. You can see it in the way the roads are cared for and in the attention to detail and the willingness to tackle problems without hesitation. That kind of dedication isn't something you can require, it's something a person has within themselves. We know that road work is one of those jobs where people tend to speak up only when something goes wrong, and not everyone is pleased. So we wanted to make sure someone spoke up to let you know that the majority of people in Webster appreciate the work that Emmett does. And I won't read the entirety of the letter, but that came
I think
from
that's
a
the
pair of
last.
folks over in Pillsbury Lake.
So, do we send a letter back to those folks? Has it been our tradition, and if it isn't, maybe we should make it, to send a thank you letter back, CC copy to Emmett, so he's got a copy in his file, obviously, but I think it might be nice when we get letters like that, from the police, the fire, or whomever, road agent, just send a nice thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have made the road agent, Mr. Bean, aware of it, and
Sure, if you'd like me to draft one.
I think it'd be
can.
nice, yeah,
Yeah.
and for our signature,
Yeah,
if that would be good.
sure.
Not to give you more work than what you got, but.
Well, that's not a hard thing.
It's kind of fun, it's a nice thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice to have it nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this where we're
There's a
signing?
negative in the world.
there's 3 of them, so
Oh.
each one has
I
a
got you, I got you.
signature.
Thank you.
And then starting on page 11, there are initials that you need to put in there.
Oh,
Oh, did you miss that?
yeah, there wasn't a thing.
I know. Well, he only gave me a thing.
I was trying to save on office supplies.
Here, we'll skip Dave, we'll just go to Marlo.
On page 11, you wanted us to do-
11 initials at the bottom of the page.
Oh, okay, grantee initials?
Yep. And 13. Phil gave me very specific instructions, which is good.
If not, they kick it back.
Yeah.
13,
And, yep, 13, page 13,
page 14?
and 14.
Did I miss it? Oh.
When I miss the other ones and find the one that you missed.
Okay, you'll let me know, all right. It's kind of like finding Waldo.
And
15,
15 and 21, right?
21, and 22.
Okay, thank you.
11, 13, 14, 15.
That's it.
Did Chris make the appointment?
Well, he said last meeting he didn't wanna go because we had so many appointments.
No.
And then
So you threw him on.
he was here, we threw him on this month, he was here last week, and I told him that it was on Monday.
Oh.
And then he was
Like a-
first on the agenda, so
Yeah.
he knows.
He probably got a toe.
It's possible.
Money or?
It'd be nice to get a little email or a phone
Yeah,
call.
that's true.
We had specific tires going away, 2 different tread patterns. that we can tell. Also, it's a small pad.
It doesn't go in the road, because that would be snapping all
I have 2 and 10.
the time. The other day.
We're not against their
Reports.
reports.
I have 2
What it was.
reports.
A lot of stone wall, it goes straight down.
They were intended, however.
That's right. And you just followed what the state's pricing was?
Correct.
Yep, yep.
Okay, I'll make sure they know that. They can see.
I worked very heavily with Rick Evans on that one.
Atta boy.
You can get people coming out of town.
Because we
So you
used to
should have a
sit
copy
down
of the
and
state's contract anyway, did you?
I do.
sit
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
That's always a good place to sit through.
I just didn't know how to put it all in, especially when stuff isn't included. Cause a couple lumbers in there weren't included in the
Oh, I
pricing.
know, that is, I find that very myself, cause,
Well, we didn't charge for it, so they said it wasn't in the contract, so we don't charge. for
well, right, but a normal person you could,
it. But,
yeah.
and then there
Or I
was,
have had that happen, let's say it that way. Because it's not, yeah. I know, it's kind of weird how the state works.
And I'm sorry I got ahead of myself, but we need to do a motion for this grant, and there's what they want you to say.
Sure.
Marlo, did this look good to you?
Yes, 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 because it pretty much follows the state, the contract that you had with the
No,
state.
I always
Yep.
check in with
Yep.
this, I mean,
Yep,
logging contracts are not necessarily my forte.
right, well, I think we all have, like anything.
Yeah, I'll sign that. All right. I would move to accept the terms of the highway safety grant as presented in the amount of $2,950.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Thank you, that's the wording we need.
yeah, we can give it to me tomorrow.
All right,
That way I actually have something I can put in.
that's what I thought, yeah.
Oh, why am I'm like hogging it, I'm just looking at this.
I mean, it is your pen.
No, I don't even, I'm not a, I have an assistant that hides pens from me, how's that?
Thank you.
It's hard to say.
Oops, that's not the right cover.
Is there anything else for us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a-
Okay.
Yeah.
I
There's
guess signings.
the payroll manifest
Mhm.
and the accounts payable manifest.
All right.
And I have three withdrawals from the checking account, one for the electricity, one for the postage, and one for diesel bills.
Hey, Marlo. You got the second page.
Did you gentlemen get a opportunity to put out the calendars for meetings this year yet?
We have a calendar that has meetings on it.
And we have the meeting dates that posted and the end of
I
December.
know you gave us all a calendar last year, not a calendar, but a piece of paper.
Yes, yeah,
Can I get one of those from
of
you?
course you
Yeah.
can.
When you get a sec, not tonight.
And just because we're talking about the webpage,
Mhm.
were you able to get posted the ballot?
The ballot is on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, the ballot
Yeah.
was on the website.
Well, where?
If you go to the same place as it used to be, if you go to the town clerk, it's the first link.
I didn't
I-
see it either.
Nah, I think that website's very confusing, by the way.
Yes.
And I don't like it, but I'm hoping we're gonna get it better.
I like how it looks, I don't like how it's organized.
Is it gonna be updated, Russ? Is it gonna be updated,
The
the website?
But yes, it is definitely
website has-
in progress.
I noticed that the list that shows all the meetings says 2025 versus 26.
It should say.
And I noticed the trustees still meet on the first
Electronics
Thursday.
video?
It should be up for the 26th, I'll double check that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna join the meeting till it's 7.
Does that come up on the screen anymore?
I'm gonna bring the laptop over.
It's kinda like getting around one plate at the table, right?
What was the O'Reilly Automotive for?
Auto parts, I guess.
Okay.
I have to look at the bill.
Police or, like, was it police, fire, roads?
It would be highway.
Highway.
How much?
599.96.
Probably.
So, 3 different invoices from O'Reilly.
Good see him.
We can see them. Hopefully they can see
Dave,
us.
hold on, putting
Oh,
it-
and we can hear them too.
Moving it.
Evening.
How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Then, you know what, I'm just gonna move
Move
things
the
to the
amount you
side,
were-
and that will work better. Sorry, we're playing musical laptops here.
It's
Get to us. Okay.
Maybe a discussion on it, I guess.
Yes. Are you expecting that we go straight into non-public, or are we doing some normal discussion first?
That's up to the board, how you wanna do it. Because it's how much you wanna know about what the server infrastructure is out on the web.
True.
I can just
Um,
see the old guys back.
So why don't we do it in non-public, but in order to make that a little bit easier, I apologize, I'm going to slightly delay this so that we can finish our public portion. Because we have public here, do we have any public comment before we go into non-public session to discuss security and network work here at Town Hall? All right. Hearing none, we can finish.
Any non-public, any public comments?
I was just wondering if there's any update on the conversation about the salt shed? Any change or update?
Well, right now, what I've done is, I was talking to him last week, but, we're just talking with an engineer consulting
Mhm.
firm to, discuss, so I got him more information today for him to put together a price to see, what it would cost for him to do some preliminary plans.
Yes.
You know, we don't need to over-engineer something, but something from the, from his point of view for drainage and where the building would best sit
Yeah,
and
wind
such.
shear and such.
Yeah, so I was talking with him actually today, got the size of the building from Emmett, which we all forgot what it was. So he got me that, and, yeah, so that's what I've gotten off to him
Good deal.
so far.
That sounds good, thank you.
That's progress.
Right?
Have a nice evening and night.
You as well, thank you.
Take
Do you
care.
want Steve to stay for some of the security discussion?
Yes, Steve, do you mind? Hanging around, do you mind hanging around for some of the security discussion? Sure. Why don't you come up?
Discuss cybersecurity a
No,
little
right
bit.
here.
Want to camera on, David?
They haven't really closed the meeting yet.
So what is the one that we go into? Is it emergency preparedness or?
Yeah, I think that's what we would call it. Yeah.
Okay, so I would move we enter into non-public session at 7:05 for emergency preparedness and or cybersecurity. I think one or both of them
I think so.
are options, so.
And I'll pick the right letter.
A second.
And Dave, I,
All in favor? All right.
yeah, because that one's supposed to be a
Oh.
roll call. All right, and so for anybody that is watching, we will go into non-public session that way, and when we come out, we will close our public meeting as well, so there will not be any resumption of the stream. And once that stream ends, then we will